In Prediction Volume 10, Season 2, the Double RT Boxing Show. Ready, talk that boxing with me, your host, Mr. A. This one, folks, is a tricky fight. We are talking where is it out here? The WBA World Flyweight title. Artem Dalakian, who just defeated the Hawaiian Punch. Brian something, I forgot his name, for that belt, that vacant belt. He's taking on the 50-3, 35 KOs, Sirichai Thaiyen, number one ranked contender, 50-3 with 35 KOs. Like, what a goddamn record, right? Because Artem himself is 16-0. But you start to look at this. You're like, damn, 50-3, 35 knockouts. But you look at his record, his last 5 fights. And in 2018, he fought a guy, Pac Dean, who was 1-1. Before that, in July 26, he fought a guy who was 3-10. In 2017, 11, 24, 11, and 11, 24, 17, he fought a guy who was 2-5. 7, 21, 17, 5, 26, 17. 2 guys who made their debuts. March 1st, 2017, a guy who was 0-1. January 27, 2017, a guy who was 13, 12-3. November 25, 2016, a guy making his debut. So you kind of get who this guy is, why he's 50-3. His last loss came in 2014 against Juan Carlos Revico. I watched that fight to see why he lost. Because, like I said, after that loss, he fought in 2015. He lost in 2014 due to some body shot. He got dropped with some body shots. Then he just got beat up with a barrage against the ropes. But he also dropped Revico. And Revico is the guy who just lost against Netis. Now, after he lost in 2014, in 2015, he fought a guy who was 7-5-2. Then he fought a guy who was 7-3. Then he fought a guy who was 10-12-3. Then he fought a guy who was 5-3. Then 19-36-2. Then a guy who was 2-2. Then he fought a guy who was 12-20. Then the next opponent was 12-28-2. Then he fought a guy who made his debut. Then a 13-12-3. Then a 0-1, a debut, 2-5, 3-10, 1-1, and we are here today. But he's 50. He's 50-3 with 35 KOs, and in his 3 losses, he got 1 KO'd, and that was in 2014. So you kind of see what he's been fighting. Now I watched him. I was like, okay, obviously this guy is fighting guys who just don't have that experience. And when you watch him fight, he fights at a very controlled pace. He fights slow because he knows he has a mentally and physically advantage over his opponents. So there's no rush into fight. So I watched like 3-4 of those fights against the people on debuts, those 2-5 fights. I'm like, let me go watch the fight he lost. Can he fight at a faster pace? He can, because I'm not going to lie. Even though he beat up a bunch of very beginners, very novelists, you can see this dude has a good punch selection. He knows how to fight. It just, when he's fighting other guys, he's miles advanced in those people, so he's just taking his sweet time, not in a rush. But when he fought against Revico made him fight at a championship pace. Where he had to fight back, you know. So you see the dude has body work. The dude has body work. The dude could throw jabs. He could throw uppercuts, double up on punches. But just he got stuck fighting that low competition where Artem really hasn't fought no one until he won the belt. Like I said, he's 16-0 with 11 KOs. You know, like I said, he just beat Brian Viloria, 38-5. There's no one even close on Sirichai resume as that. Like I said, even though these guys on Artem's resume, none of us has heard of them, but like I said, he's undefeated. So let's go for his last 5 previous fights. Brian Viloria, 38-5. Luis Manuel Maquis, 9-3-2. Before that, 18-4-0. Before that, 16-9-1. Before that, 11-5. Before that, 8-0-2. 8-6. 0-4. 11-3-1, 10-4, 2-4, 0-2, 0-1, 9-11-2. But you can see, as I'm going backwards and backwards, the records are shittier. But his last previous 5, 38-5, 9-3, 18-4, 16-9. Not even close to who Sirichai has been fighting. But like I said, Sirichai, if you can't read and if you try and read that book, you're going to be stuttering words at first, and you're going to slowly learn how to read that book. You won't read it the greatest, but you're going to know how to read. And I feel that is what Sirichai is. The dude, you may think he's been fighting this low-ass competition, but he's been winning and winning. And he's been seeing action. Yeah, not the greatest punch has been thrown at him, but he's timing. He can throw counters. He knows body work. So he knows how to fight. The dude knows how to fight. He knows how to jab to the chest, jab to the head, jab to the stomach, punch in the shoulders, punch in the ribs. The dude does know how to fight. It just, he has not been. Like I said, watching him fight, he throws all the right punches. He knows his arsenal is complete. It just, he's been beaten. You can't even say bums, because these guys haven't even reached the state of being qualified as bums. They're just straight novices. He's been beating the shit out of novices. Now, I'm comparing these guys head to head. You know, an inch separates them in half in height. With the champion, our team being 5'4.5". He's 30 years old. He's 3 years older. There's no reach, there's no reach on these guys. But defensively, you know, with the leg work, I think Artem moves around the ring better. You know, he crouches down low. He moves around the ring. He crouches down low. Leg movement and ring generalship, I'll probably give it to the champion. Defensively, it's tough because our team fights. I don't know if it's just the draws people in for counters, but he fights a lot of times, kind of like Prince Nassim over his chins over his feet, hands down low. He's trying to get you in so he can fucking just counter you. But Sirichai, it's kind of hard. He slips punches, block punches. You know, he counters to the body. But like I said, this is tough to say because he's fighting novices who give him no threat to show defensively. But I'm gonna go with Artem on that just because when I saw him in 2014, he was getting tagged. He got stopped. You know, caused a numerous amount of punches. Now, offensively, like I said, jab for jab, I like our team's jab, but offensively, I do like Sirichai's weapon selection. I think he just throws better and more mass amounts. Not mass. I think he just throws he has a bigger arsenal to choose from. You know, those uppercuts up and down with he doubles up on the left hand. Whereas our team, he does body work, he does the jabs. in and out attack. But I just like the weapon selection of Sirichai. I think that's how you pronounce it. I want to say sriracha, like the sauce, but it's no A in there, so it's Sirichai. Sirichai Thai. What's that? Thaiyen. Sirichai Thaiyen. Now, overall, I'm just gonna think that I'm going with Artem to jab and get himself in, and just make this guy fight at a faster pace he's not accustomed to. It's going to be a good fight for a while, but I'm thinking Artem might actually knock this guy out. It's scheduled for 12 rounds. I say Artem gets him like in 9 rounds with a knockout. I won't be surprised if it goes a distance because I think Sirichai has some boxing ability. Now, just can he do it against a high caliber guy? That I don't know. Like I said, you watch him fight, he clearly has the edge on people. His punches are there. His punches are all the right punches that's being thrown. But will he have that time to think when a guy who's coming in to win and not a guy who's coming in to be an opponent, will his thought process still react the same? And that's why I'm going to go with Dalakian, the champion, to remain the WBA flyweight champion on this one. The Double RT Boxing Show. This is the Breakdown and Prediction Volume 10, Season 2. Hopefully, new viewers, you become new thumbs up and new subscribers. I appreciate your time and support for 12 minutes. We're close to 12 minutes. Thank you. Stay tuned in.